All right, here we go. How's it going, guys? It's your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So by now, I'm sure most of you saw President Donald Trump was on CNBC this morning. Talk about convenient timing. I think he got on at 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, and we saw a classic sell the news event in the market. We saw a lot of green up until the point where Trump started speaking. I actually think the market peaked right before, about 20-30 minutes before he started speaking. So we were green in the morning, got that classic sell the news event, and now we're red across the board as reality is starting to set in. Oh, we're not getting a deal yet, right? We have this ceasefire deadline expiring tomorrow, Wednesday, and, reality's starting to set. The VIX is creeping up. We have Brent up around 3.4%. WTI is around 3.3% in the green. And by the way, Brent's about to hit $100 a barrel. WTI just cracked over 90. So at this point, it's like Trump going on CNBC this morning, trying to provide clarity, trying to give us, some hope, I guess. That did not save the market. That did not save the market today. And again, we got that sell the news event. Now we're down across the board and we're starting to get a pullback. And look, guys, we're not collapsing. We're not, selling off aggressively by any means. We're just simply getting a drawdown, which I'm not surprised. I said, guys, watch 690 to 695 on SPY to hold as support. We're now at 706, so we're not really near that point. But potentially this drawdown that we're starting to get, it could get us down to 690, 695. So I was saying, keep your eyes on that. I'm still watching it. And the Qs, you can see here, we hit 650, all-time highs this morning. I think that was this morning. Yeah, during the pre-market, we hit all-time highs on the Qs and SPY too, right? Let me see that. Let me double check that. Did SPY hit all-time highs this morning? No, it almost did. But either way, these indices are pulling back to critical levels here that we need to watch. Triple Q, right around 635, 640. That needs to hold as support, or this might see a bigger pullback than we think. And again, SPY needs to hold around, I would say about 690, 695. So watch that as we're starting to pull back here, as oil is pushing 100 a barrel again, as the VIX is up 6%, pushing over 20 points. And look, Trump didn't really give us anything really today. I mean, what did we say? Or what did he say? We're close to a deal. We'd love to get a deal with Iran. He said he's not looking to push back the deadline, the ceasefire deadline, which that's tomorrow. That's causing a bit of uncertainty, like, the pressure's on. Will we get a deal tomorrow? By tomorrow. If not, when will the next deadline be? Will Trump actually not push it back, or will he push it back? Trump was talking about, the stock market. He was touting the stock market on CNBC, of course, right? Why wouldn't he? On the biggest financial media platform, right? He was talking about how stocks are at all-time highs. We're pretty much back to where we were before this conflict, which, we are. But guys, newsflash, oil is a lot higher. Inflation pressures are a lot higher. Gas prices, which, if you make a lot of money, whatever. Another 50 cents, $1 in gas per gallon, who gives a crap, right? But for the average American, that's a big problem. So yeah, excuse me, guys, stocks are at all-time highs, but the problems from this conflict are still very much here in the form of, again, higher oil prices, inflation, and this puts a lot of pressure on Kevin Warsh, the incoming Fed chairman, who President Donald Trump said he wants, or he'd be disappointed if Warsh didn't cut rates right away, right? So we have oil going crazy, gas prices up, inflationary pressures now for who knows how many months to come, and now President Trump wants Warsh to cut rates immediately, which, I mean, that's gonna add to the inflationary fire. So yeah, I mean, President Trump, he's touting the stock market going nuts, which it is. It's been unreal, but the average American isn't necessarily benefiting too much from this. Yes, they are in the form of their 401ks, but most Americans don't have stock market portfolios that they can tap into right now. They don't have money, and most people, guys, a lot of people barely have anything in their 401ks. You know what I mean? So yeah, people that are making a lot of money have a ton of stocks. Yeah, we're benefiting. People like that are benefiting, but the average American, they're not feeling, this rip in the stock market. They're feeling the pressure of inflation. So yeah, I mean, I think Trump is a little out of touch, which we all know that. I mean, we all know Trump is out of touch in certain things, as are all politicians. All politicians are. You think these politicians know what it's like to be an average American? I mean, give me a freaking break. Republican, Democrat, these people have been in Congress, in office, in business, high up for years, making a ton of money. They have no idea what these policies or how these wars are affecting the average American, but we'll save that for a whole nother video, guys. The point is, Trump was on CNBC touting the stock market and saying how, look, he was comparing how short this war has been compared to other ones in history. World War I, II, Vietnam. But then again, it's like, Trump, President Trump, weren't you saying you don't want to start any wars? Weren't you anti-war during your campaign? And now you're saying, oh, this war is so short compared to other ones in history, but you weren't even going to start a war. You were saying how, you don't want to start wars, you're anti-war, this, that, the third, and here we are. We're in a frickin' war. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's shorter than World War I, II, Vietnam, and so forth, but the fact that we're in a war in and of itself is a problem, in my opinion. But whatever. Well, hopefully it wraps up. Hopefully we get a deal soon. But something's telling me it's not going to be by tomorrow. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, that would be great. It'd be phenomenal if we got a deal tomorrow. But the reality is, we're probably not. But I still think this will be done sooner rather than later. Look, I don't think this is going to drag on for years, for Trump's entire term, right? It's not. And in fact, I think he will resolve it soon to try and save his butt in the midterms. But I don't even think he could save his butt in the midterms at this point. I think that ship has sailed. Again, because the average American is feeling this a lot right now. And a lot of Americans have been feeling the inflation for years, right? Like I said, not everybody has a ton of stocks, a ton of money in the market, where this huge rip in the last couple of weeks, it's made up for all the inflation or whatever. You know what I mean? That's not the reality for most Americans. It's true. So I'll leave it at that. I think I rambled a bit there for a couple of minutes, guys, but that's really the point of this video, going over what happened this morning, kind of what's been going on here. And yeah, the reality is we're probably not going to get a deal by tomorrow, and stocks are starting to price that in a little bit. The VIX is up now almost 8%. Again, SPY's starting to draw down. We're down 0.5% on SPY. The Qs are down, let's see here, guys, percentage-wise, about 0.3%, so not really much, to be honest, but we are drawing down nonetheless, guys. Russell down about 1%. Dow's down, let's see, where the heck's the Dow? Down 0.3%, so again, not too bad, but it's the start of a little pullback here. And I don't think we're going to see a massive drawdown. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we're going to crash and go back to where we were a couple weeks ago. But could we give back some gains? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Could we go down to 630, 635 on the Qs, maybe a little lower? Absolutely, right? So keep your eyes on this. Critical support coming up, 630, 635 on the Qs, and SPY, watch out for around 690, 695. We might be going there, guys, in the short term, and we'll reevaluate after that. So, man, what an interesting Tuesday it's been so far, guys. A lot of stocks are actually moving, even though we're getting a drop in the overall stock market today. We have CrowdStrike up a whopping 4%. CrowdStrike starting to break through a multi-week resistance at about 445, 450. That's a good sign on the charts here, as Claude clearly, in my opinion, the sell-off regarding Claude was way overdone. So we're getting CrowdStrike to rebound as I expected. I'm not surprised. We have Microsoft up around 1.5%. Nice move in Microsoft heading into earnings on the 29th, so a week from tomorrow. Not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. We're getting Microsoft and Amazon. My biggest stock right now, my biggest holding, guys, is up $3 a share. Not bad, 1.2% in the green, and earlier it was up, I think, even more. Yeah, in the pre-market, we got to about 256, 257, which, we're creeping up there, and I think Amazon's going to $300 a share this year. I think it's going there, guys. If it does, I'll trim a little bit, probably around $300, lock in some gains, or at the very least, sell covered calls, at a higher strike. But either way, man, crazy day. Trump, tried to get on CNBC, save the markets a bit, but we got, a little sell the news event, and it's been down since. And we'll see. Maybe he pulls, pulls out a trick out of his sleeve. We get a deal tomorrow, by tomorrow. But at this point, guys, in the short term, I just doubt it. I don't think we'll get a deal by tomorrow. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Join the Patreon for my portfolio updates and my private Discord if you guys want. Link down below, pinned in the comments as well. You guys see everything I do in that portfolio. How I'm creating income by selling options, what stocks I'm buying every single week, trades I'm making, investments, all of that. Link down below, pinned in the comments. I'll see you guys in the Patreon. Have a great rest of your day.